Hello, ladies, gents, boys and girls, and welcome back into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Welcome back into the iniBuilds A340-300. Haven't flown it in a while since my last video in the 340. I think we're on version 1.0.7 now. So there's quite a few features added. We're not in the VIP version today. We are Swiss 2 kilo. The eastern side of the US is being hit by this absolutely huge storm, and all the flights are being cancelled. However, a few heavy flights over to Europe have just escaped before the airports have closed, and this is one of them. This was flown IRL on an A330-300, but I wanted to fly the 340, so we're just going to swap aircraft equipment, but that's fine. Like I said, we are Swiss 2 kilo with flight from Washington Dulles over to Zurich. Alternative of Amsterdam Schiphol. Flight time of 7 hours 20 minutes. Sorry, cruising initially at 37,000 feet, and later in the flight we'll step climb up to 410. So it's very cold here. It's very windy. Let's see if we can get out just in time before the airport closes. So, welcome into the flight deck of the A340-300. It's very similar to the Airbus we used to fly. It's just got 4 engines, and I don't know what it is about this aeroplane, but I love flying it. iniBuilds have done a fantastic job modelling the interior. Let's jump into the captain's seat and go into the overhead panel, where we'll start with the IRSs. We'll get these over to the nav position. We're going to get ground control and crew supply on. Do an APU fire test, and then the engine fire test as well. Those are all correct, so we can start the APU shortly when we've got the fuel pumps on, and start putting hot air into the cabin, because it is absolutely Baltic cold here in Washington. Can't believe this storm. The whole eastern side of America's airports have all closed with minimal airport traffic. It's quite crazy. But let's see if we can escape. We're probably going to get airborne before the weather gets worse. Let's jump into the init request, and we'll click the init request button, and that should pull all our information over from SimBrief, MCDU, ATSU, and then we'll go to AOC menu and receive messages. And we'll wait for the received messages shortly when we load up via SimBrief. So, request boarding. And we'll import from SimBrief, and we'll just load and load. I like doing it that way because I get to keep the GSX menu separate. Right, departing. They're departing on one centre here in Washington, and that's going to be on the Woolly 2, and that's going to be, oh no, I forgot the via, so it's going to be on the Woolly 2, so 1 Charlie, Woolly 2 via Swan. I will insert that. Lovely. Right, so that should give us vectors over to Razar, and then as filed, and then we're going on the Bravo Lima Mike 3 Golf. No transition. The via is like Gapol, or Gipol, sorry, into Zurich, so we'll insert that as well. And that's the flight plan filled out there. We're going to get the external powers off and the APU bleed on, and clear that and go through the flight plan. So after departure, we're going to go to Razar Woolly. There's a disco there which we need to get rid of, so that's fine. So it's Razar Woolly.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for
departure.
Passengers boarding starting.
Routing today is a little bit southerly. It's going to take us on the most southerly Nats track. We're not going to hit the UK. We're going to go via France into Switzerland, Zurich, runway 14, the ILS. And we'll go and accept these load sheets
Departure
as well.
checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Now we'll go init reference, and we'll go and plug our fuel in, so it's 50.7, and the zero fuel weight is 146.8. That is confirmed and checked. Let's go for the takeoff performance. So we go to the takeoff performance page, we'll sync both, and I'm going to change some units here. I'm going to go air conditioning off, anti-ice on. We're not going to force toga, but we're definitely going to go flaps 2. And that's giving us those, and we'll send to FMC, and we'll accept, and that is all the data filled in there. So we've got APU on. We'll warm up the cabin temperature slightly. And the seatbelt sign can come on now, and that is everything set up. We're just going to wait for GSX to finish loading, and then we'll de-ice on scanned, and we'll get away and taxi down to runway 1 centre. Right, boarding's complete. Let's go and get some de-ice done. So we'll just make sure that all the ground equipment is clear. So we'll close all the cabin doors. We'll remove all the rest of the stuff. And we'll request push and start with GSX. And
the icing vehicles are coming now.
And we'll get the packs off as well.
Anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is fluid type 1. Concentration at 75%. I'm disconnecting. Good day.
Right. We are fully de-iced. And we are now about to set up for pushback. I forget if I have a GSX profile for this airport. This scenery is, of course, the... Well, I don't know who it's by. It's a good one, though. Is it Flight Beam Studios? Yeah, Flight Beam. Same people who do San Francisco. It's a brilliant scenery. Right, beacon lights on. We'll just wait for... Oh, there you go. There it is. So we want tail left.
Release parking brakes.
Everything's clear, so parking brakes
Commencing push.
released.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by until push is completed and brakes are set.
No problem. We'll wait. So we'll wait until we're clear of the stand, and then we'll start engines, because we've got 4, so it'll take a little bit of time to get them all up and going anyway. I've been looking forward to flying this aeroplane again. I don't know what it is about the 340, especially how iniBuilds have modelled it. It's just really, really nice. I would really like them to do an A330 premium. I'd pay for it as well. Yeah, it's not the nicest weather out there, is it? The visibility is supposed to get really bad soon. I mean, I think Washington's not quite got the worst of it yet. I know sort of like Dallas and stuff, they're all closed up completely for traffic at the moment. So start engine number 1. But later today, this is going to get worse, and then also the New York and Boston area is going to get hit.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set. Engine number 2 now can be started. Tell GSX we've got a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
It's really nice flying the 340-300 as well. Gets me really excited for the 340-600. I've actually been on a 340-600 in 2018. I flew... no, was it 2018? Was it? 2017 or 18, I flew to New York from Heathrow on a Virgin Atlantic A340-600, and that was unbelievable.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Engine number 3 can be started now. I do apologise by thrust levers. When I idle them a little bit too hard, they go into reverse for a second. So if that happens on the taxi, I'll just move them forward a little bit. But there's nothing I can really do. There's the bypass pin. So we can now get engine number 4 started. Wait until that's gone to 20% first though. There you go. And first officer's got terrain, and we've got max auto brake as well. But I'm really excited, especially seeing the previews from Matthias. Is it Matthias? The guy who does it for Aerosoft. The 340-600 with towless looks stunning. So engine number 4 is coming alive now. And we've got a veil, so that is 4 good engine starts. Do the overhead flow, so it's AP bleed off, master off, GOM off. We'll go arm the speed brake, start switch to the normal position. We won't do the flaps yet because we've been de-ice. We'll do them as late as possible. We'll just trim the aeroplane. Right, so the aeroplane's correctly trimmed, and we'll release the parking brake. We'll start rolling. Yeah, the weather's looking slightly worse than it was a second ago. Anyway, that visibility, let's get the taxi light on and the runway turn-offs. Yeah, that visibility is starting to come down a little bit, so you can see how drastically it's changed just in the sort of half an hour we've been sat on the ground. I mean, I could see all the terminals when I loaded in, and now this sort of snow blizzard's coming in. Right, we're coming up onto our hold point, so let's start with the flaps. So we go flaps position 2. Speed brake is armed. We do a flight control check, full right, neutral, left, neutral. We'll go forward, neutral, back, neutral. Flight controls are free and correct. And we'll do takeoff config as well and clear the page. So we are ready for departure. This is our bit here, so we get the lights on. I'll get the weather radar on as well, and holy moly, look at that. Yeah, that's not nice what we're in at the moment. Look out there, that does not look fun. This is not a day to be flying. No wonder they've cancelled the inbound flights, all of them already, into Washington. It's only departures at the moment that are going. This would not be fun to land in. It's not too windy yet, but it will start getting a little bit windier later. We'll get the anti-ice on. If I remember correctly, this is a really nice aeroplane to hand fly as well. Right, lined up, that looks okay to me. And hold it there. Go chrono. Hold it just to see if there's any engine ice shedding. And I forgot to take the packs off. So we are stable. There's no vibration. I'm happy to go. Madflex, SRS, runway, nav, auto thrust blue. Let's get out of here.
V1.
V1. And rotate. Nicely does it. Positive rate of climb. We're going to gear up. And we have nav. God, behind the wing, I don't know what they've done in the update. I noticed that on my test flight that I did. The camera angle behind the wing, it's like you're outside. We get some wing anti-ice on now as well. And pack 1 can come on. Thrust climb, pitching the nose down. There's the inner marker. We go direct to Raza now. And flaps position 1. There's a 1,000-foot call. Flaps up. Autopilot 1 on. Engaged. Yes. I don't know what's going on with that. Ow. That is loud behind that wing. Yeah, there's no like. It doesn't feel like you're in the cabin. That's so loud. Is there a way I can change the settings in the audio? External engine's basically down, so I don't know what else I could do. Internal engine is a little bit better. Pack 2 on now. Sorry, I was messing around with the sounds. And we'll just go straight up to cruise 370. Let's try and get out of this cloud. On my sim brief flight plan, it says the top of cloud is 33,000 feet, so you should get out of it, hopefully. Look at that. I love that wing view with the 2 engines. It's a shame that they are phasing out these beautiful aeroplanes, especially Swiss with the 350 coming now. So turn off the taxi off. That's already armed. Cabin crew can start their in-flight service. We are climbing up nicely now. And actually, we're not too heavy for the type of flight we're doing today, so the aeroplane's got quite a steady rate of climb. On my test sector, I did a flight where I just did like a base training flight. I just went from Amsterdam to Munich, not Munich, Frankfurt in the VIP aeroplane, and yeah, it flies nice, but I did notice that sound behind the wing like that. It's just a little bit too loud. It's like past the wing, the cabin's not modelled sound-wise. We'll survive. It's only on the climb. When you're in the cruise and descent, it actually sounds normal, so... But we have successfully beaten the storm and we have got out of here. I'm just going to check flight radar quickly. So there's a couple still departing, but they are all cancelled in the next hour and 20 minutes. So after an hour and 20 minutes they're all cancelled. So we've got away nicely in time. JFK have started to cancel some of theirs as well. And when I was on the actual map, you can see the storm. It was all the way from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up to Canada, so this is going to be interesting. Anyway, through 10,000 feet, lights can come off now, and I'll leave you with some climbing cruise highlights, and I'll see you when we're descending. Hopefully the weather's a little bit better into beautiful Zurich. Hello and welcome back into the flight that we're now descending into Zurich. It's still landing runway 14, nothing's changed for the arrival. Got a beautiful flight over from the States. When we left that storm, it was all the way, I watched it out the window as you can see in that, the time lapse I did from the left hand wing, all the way up until Halifax. There was cloud cover, and then as we went across the Atlantic it was pretty smooth sailing. Entered land via Brest Peninsula into France, and we've been cruising along France, now descending into Switzerland. It's been quite an enjoyable flight. The iniBuilds A340 has handled everything perfectly, and it's a real joy to fly. I can't wait to do a bit of hand flying. We get some engine anti-ice on, as it is still quite cold in Zurich, and we are just touching the cloud base here. Should get visibility of the runway. Well, the visibility down there is not the best, but it's a lot better than where we've come from. I always really enjoy flying into Zurich. This is one of the flights I do quite a bit, not this exact one, but I do a lot of British Airways ops over into Zurich from Heathrow in the Phoenix, and the reason I do them is the approach, the visuals. It's a stunning piece of land in Switzerland, and it's a place I'd always like to come and visit, especially Zurich. But we are now descending. We're going to come and do a procedural teardrop approach, and there is some terrain just before we turn on to final. Slow down to 220 knots, which is what it wants us at. And we'll pop it into vertical speed as well, and descend at 1500 feet per minute. Landing lights can come on now as we go through 10,000. The scenery we're using as well, which makes everything a lot better, is MK Studios Zurich for 2024. It's one of my favourite sceneries actually. It's beautiful, and we're going to be parking on the international terminal, which is conveniently located right next to runway 14 where we land. So that should be good. This aeroplane, I know I don't fly a lot because there's not a lot of realistic routes anymore, but when I do jump into it, it's one of my favourite aeroplanes, and that's why I'm looking forward to the A340-300. It's just a cool piece of machinery. But we are still waiting on a 330 as we get flaps 1 out of nowhere. Aerosoft said they're going to bring out their A330-900 Neo, which is very nice because I've just come off a holiday where I flew on an A330-900 Neo with Virgin Atlantic over to JFK as well. It's been nice to jump into one of those. It's probably actually one of the best flights I've ever been on in real life. The 330-900 Neo is very comfy. The seats that they've got on there as well were very nice. So. So we're back on profile, we can pop it into nav or descent mode. And speed brake can be stowed shortly. Just got flaps 1 out to maintain that 220 knots. You don't realise the wing on the 340 is quite large, so it is quite a slippy aeroplane sometimes. Once you start getting flaps out, it's easy to control the speed. It's just before, it's a very slippy aeroplane without any flaps out. But look at that, the modelling they've done on this aeroplane is unbelievable. I mean, that looks real out there. iniBuilds have done a cracking job. That makes me really, really angry that they haven't done an A330-300 upgrade for the default one in 2024. I mean, imagine flying around in the 330, but it's done like this. I mean, I'd pay $40 for that. £40, sorry, for the upgrade if it come with, like, you know, proper FMC, GSX integration, the new EFB, better visuals, better sounds. Yeah, I'd drop £40 on that. and I'm sure a lot of other people, because the 330 is really the only high quality aeroplane long haul that we're missing at the moment. That's quite popular. I mean, I'm really surprised that no one's announced a 787 coming soon. I know Bluebird did, but that's 7-8 years away. So we're going to start this procedural turn, 220 knots, maintaining that speed nicely now. Engine anti-ice can come off. Look at that down there. Just a beautiful place Switzerland is. There's the airport. That's our terminal that we'll be landing on. As you can see, it's literally come off runway 14. As I'll show you here, look, so land on runway 14, we'll take Hotel 1 and then onto Hotel and into the Delta course, Dock Echo, but we'll go like stand 43, so the transmitter on the A330 disappeared around that area, so I'm just going to stick it on stand 43. Such a beautiful part of the world. I can't stop looking out that window. I know I should be flying the aeroplane, but how can you fly an aeroplane when you've got these visuals? No, not managed speed. Sorry, that was a bit silly. We go 200 knots. Or 210 maybe. 200 seems a bit slow. And we're at vertical speed. Go 1,000 feet per minute. So the weather's disappeared. It looks like there is a blob of weather right on the turn to final, but I think I can just see it out of the window. It's a little bit further. So we go 200, 190 knots, 195, so we can get below the amber bar and extend flaps 2. And then, like I said, once you get flap 2 out, the aeroplane's really easy to manage speed with. It's just before, and I believe that's true to the real aeroplane. I know the 330 is very well known for being a slippy aeroplane. You have to get speed brake out quite a few times on that. So I'm assuming the 340-300 would be the same as well. We'll arm the speed brake as we are slowing down quite nicely now. And there's flap 2. Go 190 knots just to get us away from that red pole. So approach mode activated. We are nicely set on nav, and we'll slow that rate of descent down. There's our left hand turn onto final. Now look at that, the rolling hills of Switzerland below us, the countryside, what a beautiful place. $170 knots now, we'll go 175 maybe, just to slowly get away from that red pole. And this aeroplane, once you throw gear down, the speed comes down quite quickly. Of course, with the landing gear, it's like the 330 where they come down and give you like an eagle claw. So they point down from the back. and because you've got the middle bogie that comes down, the middle bogie doesn't have any brakes, it's just there for weight distribution. But that causes a lot of drag, so the aeroplane, once you get gear down, speed starts to come down quite nicely. So checking the go around, 7,000 feet, left hand turn to the Zulu Uniform Echo, VOR, and then intercept that, that's no problem, and then we'll vector ourselves round for another go. If we have to go around, or we'll go left and right, not APU, autopilot and approach mode. We've got localizer, beautiful. So there's glide slope. So low can glide slope before levelling off. Brilliant. And they are boxed, so we're going gear down, manage speed. Flaps 3. Full flaps. Landing checklist complete. Beautiful, look at that. Nicely established. Get the rest of the lights on now. Speed brakes on, flaps are full. The radar is on, we're in terrain. I don't know what that does there. Spoiler ground control. Right. I have visual of the runway. We go 7,000 as the go around. Let's disconnect and do some hand flying, shall we? Right, so it's a really heavy aeroplane, this is. And it is quite sluggish in roll and pitch. And you have to remember, like most Airbuses, flare at 40, you start to flare 40. And it's quite easy to be blown downwind in the Airbus aircraft, so make sure you've got that rudder popped in correctly. So there's runway 14, completely visual. Quite a stiff crosswind, but the winds seem to be behaving themselves. The last couple of flights we've done in the sim, the winds have been sort of swirling the last 200 feet, causing all sorts of bother, but we are nicely stable. Bit high, correcting. Glide slope and PAPI seem to be perfectly bang on, so we'll go with the guidance given. Start that flare. Got the thrust. Down we are. Speed brakes up, reverse is green. Maintaining centre line. Beautifully down. And we'll start the speed brakes, kick the brake done. Very nicely done. Happy with that. So we're going to get the APU on. Our stand is literally just over there, so flaps and spoilers can come in. Clean up the aeroplane, start the APU. Another successful flight, may I add, in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So, slight left-hand turn, and then his right stand, 43, I think we said, didn't we? Yeah, 43. That'll do me. This scenery, of course, by MK Studios. It's one of the better sceneries, or one of the best ones that they do. I think Seattle, Rome V2, this, I'd probably say that's their top three. And the radar can come off now. This will be our right hand turn. I think we are bang on time. Of it, which is nice. So taxi light can come off now. So we're in the stand area. And we are definitely on 43, which is there. Right, let's see how good the parking is. I do have a GSX profile for this airport as well, so it should deboard everything correctly and give us the correct guidance as well. A little bit fast on the brakes. Oh, and I've stopped too short there, my fault. Call it a day there, all the zeros, that's what we like to see. Parking brake is set, engine 1 and 2 off, APU bleed on, engine 3 and 4 off. Welcome down safely to Zurich. So guys, welcome down to Zurich, another successful flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and another brilliant flight in the iniBuilds A340-300. A fantastic piece of machinery this is, flew everything we threw at it perfectly, nasty weather leaving Washington and arrived into a very gorgeous and picturesque looking Zurich. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did. I'll be back very soon with another video. Probably jumping into the Phoenix as I have been on a little bit of an Airbus rush lately. But I'll leave you now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again very soon in the next video.